Greetings everyone. I just want to give you an overview of this process that I'm going through to get these VHS tapes sorted out. So the backstory on this is I have been going to the thrift store for a couple of years now at least, and they were selling VHS tapes for 10 cents a piece. They've gone up to 25, some being more picky, but when they were doing 10 cents a piece, what I would do is I would just all the tapes into my cart and I'd just walk out. I might walk out with 70 tapes for $7. Now, those same 70 tapes would cost $28. So I need to know what I have. And part of that process is sorting through what I've got. You can kind of already see some of it in the background if I don't knock that tower over. God almighty, that was close. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. So let me walk you through what I'm doing. Just so you know, there are approximately there's about 2,000 tapes. I don't know the exact number. I haven't been counting, but there's about 2,000 tapes. So, first of all, these tapes right here, there's 9 bins. These bins are, what are they, 58 quart or something, Sterilites from Walmart, and there are 9 of them. Each one holds just a little over 70 tapes a piece, so you can just estimate 210 per stack, 420, 640 or 630 rather. So this is 630 tapes, and I believe this is sorted through P. So P. This is everything A through P. A starts way down there. So I've already gone through A through P of normal tapes. What I've got now is, fortunately, this thrift store rack showed up. Got it for like $5 or less. But this is a rack that, while it may not have originally been for tapes, I don't know. It's for tapes now, buddy! And I've sorted the R's. So this is R's. And this is the remainder of the P's and the Q's that I put into this bin. The R's will go into this bin. In fact, since I think, let's check that. Yeah, since I'm pretty sure I've got all these straightened out, what's going to happen is I take these and I put them in these bins like that. You might be looking at this and going, wait a minute, what's that? This is the duplicate stack. So all of the tapes you see here, I have found duplicates. They don't have any variation from whatever I've sorted on these racks. So I've kept the best looking copy. In fact, let's go ahead and do Runaway Bride here. So there's 3. But why do I have 3 copies of Runaway Bride? I don't need 3 copies of Runaway Bride. Well, there's actually 4 if you look right here. So this one is a special edition, and I'm going to photograph the covers. Someone named PM keeps writing their junk all over these. But I'm going to photograph the covers and the tapes. So I picked the best tapes. If I'm only keeping one, I'll take the one with less yellowing. Special edition, regular edition, and then why do I have a third one? This third one is because it's shrink wrapped. I'm sure there's another reason for it, but this one is normal, and I think some of these tapes also have variation on the actual tapes themselves. But I'm keeping those 3. Oh, that's why. So, special edition, normal edition, and this one is still in the shrink wrap, which has Paramount watermarks on it. So when I take a picture of this, I can actually show people what the Paramount watermarks on tapes used to look like. I've actually never seen this before, but because it's unopened, I can show this watermark, so I'm keeping that copy. Anyway, this is ours. They're going to go in there and probably another bin. Those are the bins that I had the tapes in originally, and I emptied. They've all been sorted alphabetically, if that's not already painfully obvious. Who would have guessed that S would be so popular? And that's T. There used to be a stack of the here, but I decided to sort all of the stuff because there were 6 stacks of the. They've ended up in normal tape, you know, whatever. U, V, actually, wait a minute. What is going on there? So this is V, okay. So this is the ultimate, and that's why it's in U. Okay. And why is this here? Vietnam is the first word. So this is the thing. You could sort this American honor, whatever. You could sort it A. You could sort it V. You could sort it I. But what I go by is the spine here, usually. Vietnam Soldier Story Invisible Enemy is probably the full title. Not just American Honor, whatever. American Honor is the video collection, but that's not the title, so we don't sort by that. Oh, lots of Veggie Tales, but this isn't sorted to V, it's sorted to W because it starts with W. X, Y, Z, and then we have a few differences. So this is a stack of videos in hard case, and in fact, there are more over here in the same situation. The hard cases don't store the same way as the others, so I set them aside. These are your classic children and family tapes that come in these really big, chunky, plastic, prone to dissolving sort of cases that are really clunky to store on a standard VHS shelf, because if you take one of these and you overlay it, that's a little bit bigger than your classic tape. It's actually very annoying, and I hate these now. I hate them so much. So I have all these tapes waiting, and in a previous video, I believe that I showed them off. Yep, there's everyone's favorite, let's do a counter on the internet to count down until they turn 18 twins. God almighty, the internet was very different in the 2000s when I was like 20. There you go. But yeah, Shrek. This is really just everything past T, and obviously U is over here. The duplicate stack. These are special. So what I've done here is these are mostly box sets and series. This is the Star Trek stack. You can see there's a box set, because you can see there's this gimpy Enterprise that's interrupted by all kinds of not part of the box set stuff. This is the Barney stack. Falling down over here is the Titanic stack. You get the idea. These are bigger box sets. I think I have 2 box sets of the Loretta Young show. Some of these are just single movies with double tapes, and I set them aside, but I didn't hold hard and fast to that rule. Titanic's one of those, but I knew I had about 1 billion copies of it. Schindler's List is a movie I think I still haven't seen. What the hell is wrong with me? I haven't seen Schindler's List? Anyway, here's your Loretta whatever show, and so I have 2 copies of it, but one's in a box and one's not. I'll be dumping the one that's not in a box in favor of keeping that one. And obviously, there are quite a few of these box sets. This is a combination of the same hard cases as those, plus big cases. So some movies, well, movies, I say movies, but this is kind of the weirdo catalog over here. Some of this stuff is normal, like Harry and the Hendersons. This is a classic movie. This is a great movie. Everybody loves this movie, and if they don't, it's because they're assholes. So that's Harry and the Hendersons. But then, room arrangement as a teaching strategy. Sounds absolutely effing boring to me. I do not care that much, but I'm an archivist, so this absurd. What were they thinking? Why do you need this much to store that tape? What's wrong with you people? How about VHS case as not stupid? Yeah, you didn't need this. This looks like a piece of giant, like software with 100 discs. You could have just done that, but you chose not to. Ooh, Keyboard Workshop. I don't know how to type. Wow. The out of sync child that's filming this. Yeah, so there's a lot of these. In fact, this one, I believe, is a double tape one, which is why it has the weird configuration. Now, it does make it a lot harder to lose the tapes when they come in this stupid packaging. But yeah. I don't know why this is called Edinburgh Military Tattoo. I assume tattoo is some kind of, yeah, I didn't mean for this to be something where I just show you all the tapes. Where the Red Fern Grows is actually a tape I grew up with. So, I remember that. Someone recorded this. Yeah, so there's weirdo stuff all over the place in here. This one in particular, Gone with the Wind. This is, hang on, I gotta use 2 hands. Gone with the Wind here is not opening, so never mind. Oh God, Gone with the Wind again. How many of these are there? And that's my problem. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, I didn't know this. Oh no, before I started filming, I didn't realize this. Oh no, oh no. You get out of there. You get out of there. No, I do not need another copy of Shrek hiding away. No, 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 no. No. Is it even Shrek? For all I know, someone shoved Pocahontas or God knows what else. I hear there's a film that the South Park kids discovered called Backdoor Sluts 9. That could have been in there. But no, it's Shrek. What year did Shrek come out, actually? Let's take a really fast look. I don't know. I don't know where I can find that. Here we go, 2001. So, I don't know when the other Shreks came out, but 2001. It was so popular, I have 5 copies of it, but I don't think I have any of Shrek 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 100. Yeah. So, anyway, that is what I'm doing. That is what all of this entails. We're sorting, we're deduplicating, and we're dumping the duplicates back onto the thrift store. Especially since they can make $0.25 a piece. Whatever, they get money, I don't care. I don't have these because I want to keep them forever. I have them because I want to photograph them, digitize the ones that aren't, well, Shrek, and make them available, I don't know, through a torrent or something, who knows. But yeah, that's where this is going, and I have to get it done pretty quick. But I thought you would like an overview of this mass VHS thrifting operation, and all the little nuances into as far as what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So once I photograph all these and I digitize what I want to digitize, I don't know what I'm going to do from there. Any suggestions are welcome. I've always thought about having like a fake video rental store, but I'd need to make a lot more money off of YouTube for something silly like that. So yeah. Give me some ideas for what I could do. Do you want me to watch, you know, Riders of the Silver Screen and review it? Or Rigoletto, which I have 4 copies of for some reason. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care.